learners, welcome to this session Business Organization and Management, that is BCOC 132. Block 1 Foundation of Indian Businesses, Unit 1 Introduction to Business. In this session, we will be discussing human activity, types and sector of economic and non-economic activity, concept and feature of business. Let us start with the topic human activity. As we all know, all human activity may be grouped in two broad categories like economic activity and non-economic activity. Economic activity are undertaken to earn a livelihood and are usually called as occupations. These activities are primarily related with the production and exchange of goods or services. The work done by a factory worker, a bus conductor, a doctor, a lawyer and ministers are all the examples of economic activity. But on the other hand, non-economic activities are those activity undertaken not for earning but out of love, affection, patriotism, sympathy, social and religion obligation, etc. None of which has anything to do with earning of livelihood. Let us broadly discuss which are non-economic activity and economic activity. First, we will take non-economic activity. Activities undertaken with a view to satisfy one's social, cultural, religious, safety, sentimental and emotional needs are referred as in non-economic activities. These activities are undertaken not for the earning a livelihood, but for satisfying one's higher order needs of esteem, recognition and self-actualization, like providing honorary services in charitable or a religious institution, helping the blind and old age people, homemaker of family, like female members of the family are the best example of non-economic activities. Part of non-economic activity. There are basically three parts of non-economic activity: charitable activity, independency, voluntarily skill. Charitable activities are those activities which are related to charity purpose, like relief to the poor people, providing free education to street children, medical relief to a poor or elderly people, preservation of environment including watershed, forest and wildlife. Other examples are government funded educations, institutes, community work or social assistance. Household activities like tidying, washing and dishes, child care or home activity are the examples of the charitable activity. Independency, navigating underprivileged and under marginalized sector of society in their upliftment and independence in order to meet their livelihood. Voluntarily skill means people who facilitate marginalized individuals in achieving employment by training in skills. Now, the next and important activity is the economic activity. Economic activities are those that are carried on with a view to earn some monetary gain. These activities are necessary for sustain of one's life. The basic need of food, clothing, shelter can be fulfilled by the pursuance of economic activity. These are the activities that help us in earning our livelihood and adding to our economic wealth. For example, a manufacturer who converts his input to sell them at gains, a trader who buys and sells product at a gains, a doctor, a lawyer, accountant, teacher who provide services for a monetary return and engaged in economic activity. There are some difference between economic and non-economic activity. So, the motive of economic activity is there are undertaken with the motive to earn profit or monetary return. In non-economic activity, these are undertaken with the motive of deriving satisfaction. Need satisfaction. In economic activity, they satisfied the lower order needs psychological of individual. They may result in part satisfaction of their higher order needs also. In non-economic activity, they satisfy the higher order need of individual. They may result in part satisfaction of their lower order needs also. It means it is a social need. Returns. In economic activity, the return is expected in form of money or in form of profit. In non-economic activity, the return is expected in form of emotional and psychological satisfaction. We can say love, affection. Fourth is cost benefit analysis. They involve use of scarce economic resource, land, labor, etc. A true cost benefit analysis is justified before undertaking such activity. In non-economic activity, they all involve the use of human skill, emotions and sentiments. It may involve monetary cost, but the benefit for outwit. Now, there are some sector of economic activity. There are three sectors of economic activity: primary economic sector, secondary economic sector and tertiary economic sector. So, primary economic sector are those sector which is related to withdrawing material required for production of goods. These are the activity which are dependent upon nature. Examples of these sectors are agriculture, breeding, forestry, fishery, hunting and mining. Secondary economic activities are those activities which are related with the goods produced by the raw material of primary sector. The example of secondary economic activities are clothes made by the raw material of cotton, jute, etc. or Indian khadi industry or the construction of house, etc. are the secondary economic activity. Tertiary economic activity. Tertiary economic activity sector refers to the service providing activities which can be seen in distinguished domain like transportation work, disseminating education, medical service, providing medical service, etc. The economic activity can be subdivided into three categories: business, profession and employment. What is the definition and meaning of the business? As we already discussed that business is a social and economic activity carried on which with the object of earning a return of income, that is profit, is called business. It involves activity such as manufacturing, trading, banking, transportation, warehousing, etc. to satisfying consumers' need. Each of these activity is undertaken with a view to earn profit and also carries the risk of loss. According to L.P. Dixie, a form of activity pursued primarily with the object of earning profit for the benefit of those on whose behalf the activity is conducted. Is the business and profession are the same meaning? Let's see. What is profession? Profession are those occupation which involves the rendering of personal services of a special and expert nature or special knowledge is acquired after attending formal education and training programs. Profession requires rendering services of professional, personal and expert nature based on the personal training and skill like architectures, doctors, lawyers, etc. are the professionals. They provide services of the professional nature. The main feature of professions are: number 1, the professional render personal services of a specialized nature based on professional knowledge and training. Number 2, they charge professional fees from their client for the services rendered. Number 3, they are generally member of professional body. Number 4, the professional body or the law enforces a code of conduct among the member of a profession relating to academic qualification, etc. Now let's see what is employment. A person in employment or services of an organization gives an undertaking under a contract of employment, oral or written, to perform such work as may be assigned by the employer. So, the employment may be oral or written. The remuneration that the employee gets for such work takes the form of wages or salary or allowances, bonus and any other kind of benefits or perquisites. The employer may be government or may be private organization, both business and non-business. Even professionally qualified person may take up employment with these agencies. Suppose a doctor can work in a government hospital, so he is employed in a government hospital. Now the comparison of among business, profession and employment. What are the factors? First is formation. In business, the entrepreneur decides to form the business by conducting market survey and complying with necessary legal requirement. But in profession, the professional can exercise his profession after completing his academic training and acquiring membership of the professional body along with the certificate of practice. In employment, a person is employed when he signs an agreement that may be oral or written with his employer to work under him. Nature of work. In business, business may be self-employed. It is a self-employed. Profession, it may be self-employed. In employment, contract of service under a third person. Types of work. In business, production and training of goods and services to satisfying consumers' need. In profession, rendering services of specialized nature because they are expert of their field. In employment, performing work as assigned by the employer. Now the motive. For business, motive is always earned profit. In profession, professional are always charges fees from client. Employment, to earn salary or wages. Qualification, educational qualification. In business, there is no formal education qualification required. Businessman may be educated person or illiterate person. In profession, formal training and professional qualification is necessary or mandatory. In employment, though professional qualification is not necessary, qualification is required by the employer must be possessed. Financial investment. In business, depending upon the size of business and nature of activity, financial investment have to be made in business. Huge amount of capital investment is required in large size business organization, but in profession, capital investment is less than what is required to set up a business enterprises. In employment, no capital investment is required. Risk factor. In business, substantial risk factor is always involved, but in profession, if a professional carries his private practice, the element of risk is present. Otherwise, there is no risk factor in profession. In employment, no risk is involved. Next factor is transfer of interest. In business, interest in business can be transferred to third party subject to legal compliances. In profession, interest in professional cannot be transferred unless the transferee is also qualified in the same profession. In employment, transfer of interest is not allowed. Code of conduct. In business, there is no code of conduct. In profession, professional code of conduct is prescribed by the professional body. In employment, employers lay down the code of conduct. Let's see the concept of business. Normally, there are two concepts of business, old concept of business and modern concept of business. According to old concept, the term business was used to refer to those activities which were aimed at earning profit. Thus, the sole objective of business was profit maximization at any cost and thereby amass wealth and economic power even at the cost of social justice. Business was regarded as an end in itself. As per modern concept of business, it is viewed as a social and economic activity carried on with the object of earning profit through services like providing goods, services of right quality at right time and at right place and reasonable price. In today's business, consumer service takes precedent over the profit earning. Business aims at earning profit, not profits. Is there an interrelationship between business, profession and employment? Yes, there is an interrelationship between the three. Although business is an activity is distinguished from the profession and employment mainly on account of factor of investment and risk, yet one cannot forget the important role played by the professional expert and employees in the success of business. It means which are interrelated. It means all these three are interrelated. Now, the characteristics of business, or we can say the features of business. First feature is dealing in goods and services. Business involves dealing in goods and services. The goods produced or exchange may be consumers' good like books and stationery, food grain, clothes, etc. or services are intangible or invisible goods like supply of electricity, water, gas, transportation, etc. Production or exchange. It is concerned directly or indirectly with the production or exchange of goods and services for value like price. Production or exchange of goods and services for the personal consumption or for presenting as a gift will not be considered as a business because it does not involve production and exchange for the price. Next is the regularity of the transaction. A single transaction of production or exchange cannot be called as a business. To constitute business, there must be continuity or at least regularity in the transaction. For example, if a person returned from Singapore sells a few electronic items at profit, this cannot be called as a business, but if he does it regularly, his activity will constitute business. Profit motive. It is the main feature of the business. Business is a typical economic activity with the object of earning gain, that is profit, and accumulating the purchasing power. Next feature is element of risk. Business in business there is always involved risk. Without risk there is no business. So risk means possibility of loss which arises our uncertainty. It also refers to the uncertainty in regard to the return of money invested in the business. The return on investment, some of the main factor which are the main cause of uncertainty in business are like a change in technology, change in consumers' taste, habit, fashion, etc. Sometimes shortage of material, power, fuel, etc. Sometimes change in the market competition or wrong management decision with regard to the management of capital and other resources. Changes in social, economic, political condition or natural calamities. Next feature is the consumer satisfaction. It is the most important feature of a business that it seeks to satisfy consumer need. In fact, the very existence and growth of business is based on the consumer satisfaction. There is a very popular statement like consumer is a king or a customer is a king or consumer is always right is today's the key word of successful business. Next is the social activity. It is one of the important feature. Business is carried on the members of the society using the productive resources of society with the purpose of fulfilling need, wants and expectation of various parties of the society and within the boundaries of the society. Thus, business is an inseparable organ of the society. Business exists for the benefit of society and very existence of the business depend on society. I hope now it is clear to all of you to understand that the meaning of economic and non-economic activity, concept of business, differentiate between business profession and employment and features of or characteristics of business. Thank you.